In today's video, we have three main topics. The first and the biggest of all is related to Nintendo, with Pokémon, with the new Switch, and with the backward compatibility of this new console. The second topic about Resident Evil 9. We don't know if it's going to be called 9, but we can call it Resident Evil 9, of course, because before there was 8. And the third topic has to do with the gaming industry, because we have confirmations about Hogwarts Legacy 2. In the middle of all this filler, little gossip and varied news. Welcome to Big Data News' latest news summary. Let's begin. It seems that Apex Legends is in trouble, because the latest financial report from Electronic Arts shows it. Apex Legends keeps losing users, and in fact one of its main problems is that new users are not coming. The people who play Apex are not being renewed. In addition to all this, the battle passes with the latest decisions they took are not selling well. Although right now the game is not dead, because there are many people playing, especially on Steam. The title is, let's say, going back in time. Right now there are as many people as there were at the beginning of 2021 3 years ago. And probably with the arrival of the new Call of Duty, they will also continue to lose people. It's okay that the same Apex Legends audience is not exactly the same audience as the same players as Call of Duty. But, more or less. Regarding Apex, a new season has just been launched, and they copied a bit of this from Fortnite and Warzone to reconnect with the beginnings of the video game, and from now on you can play in Apex the first map of the Battle Royale, which comes to Apex in game mode format. Speaking of Call of Duty, we have a trailer presentation of the new 3 maps that are going to arrive on November 14th to the title. We have Hideout, Extraction, and also Heirloom, which arrive in 6 vs 6 and the last in 2 vs 2, in the different game modes that the title already has, right? Along with these 3 maps, additional content and seasonal updates are expected. Armaments, Battle Pass and everything else. We will see how they organize the Battle Pass of the new Call of Duty this 14th when it is announced. In an interview published last week in the Washington Post, Matt Cox, manager of Call of Duty, commented that all of Activision is focused on developing Call of Duty and nothing else. So let's not mess with other games. The only thing they are going to do is Call of Duty. He also added that they continue with the plan to release a Call of Duty per year. So let's not mess anymore with that idea of letting the franchise rest and all that. They are going to keep making money. And they're going to do it with annual releases. They don't care about anything else. Michael Ansel, creator of Rayman, commented on Instagram that he's very happy that Ubisoft has contacted him for the creation of the new Rayman game. Although we don't know to what extent this man is going to be involved. As it seems that Ubisoft contacted him, at least they asked him what he thought about the new Rayman title they are developing. The creator of Rayman, who nowadays has no say in anything related to gaming. Because I think he's been missing for a long time. I should have done some research on this. He says he's happy. That's good. Oh, and that it makes him very sad. The news that they have dissolved the team behind Prince of Persia. For Michael, we have a series of titles in development right now. We have Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, Shinobi. And we are also making a Virtua Fighter. How about that? This was confirmed by the new head of Transmedia Developments at SEGA in an interview with BGC Media. Let's take it one step at a time. First of all, the interesting thing about this news is that I don't know why they are developing a new Virtua Fighter. And I say I don't know why, because it's not a title that needs to come back, nor is anyone asking for a new Virtua Fighter. SEGA will do it regardless. Secondly, this interview that I mentioned that was published with the head of Transmedia at SEGA is very interesting because it reveals SEGA's plans and the company's ambitions. It turns out that at Sega, they are dreaming of becoming a kind of Disney. Look, wanting to be Disney is a lot. It's like wanting to be Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. It's too much. But that's more or less what Sega is aiming for. Sega wants to become a company that has video games, series, movies, comics, toys, amusement parks, and a lot more about their IPs. And they said they want to become one of those companies where you don't necessarily know their IPs through a single medium of communication. And in fact, they gave the example of Disney. Disney starts with movies, but not everyone knows Disney characters from the movies. Some know them from games, others from cartoons, others from toys, from amusement parks, and so on. Well, that's what SEGA is aiming for. Disney has Mickey and 100 years of history. On July 6th, 2016, about 8 years and a bit ago, Pokemon Go was launched. A true gaming phenomenon, a video game that managed to get Pokemon fans out on the street, and that even gave a very rare phenomenon that was people getting hurt on the street for playing video games. Well, in addition to all this, there was also a very important phenomenon for the Pokémon Company, which was that the video game became one of the most successful and highest grossing games in the entire Pokémon saga. Well, we may be facing a second Pokémon commercial phenomenon regarding mobile games. Pokémon trading card game Pocket was launched just over a week ago, and in its short life, it seems to be performing better than Pokémon Go in its early days. In its first 3 days, this video game managed to get 10 million users. It's crazy! And supposedly it's growing at a faster pace than Pokemon Go. It's estimated that the title is making $3 million a day. Quite more than what Pokemon Go was making in its early days. I played Pokemon Go right from the start. And in fact, I played several years after it came out. And I'm playing the new TCG Pocket right from the start too. And I don't think this new card game will have the same impact that Pokemon Go had at its time, because that was beastly. But in terms of economic performance, things change. And the little cards, well, they generate a certain addiction because of the collecting. Incredible. And this can make them end up making more money than with Pokemon Go. Easily. The new game is a phenomenon, and you should try it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? That you get into debt, sell your house, become addicted. Everyday stuff. It came out just a few days ago, and it was already a victim of Doom, because they managed to run Doom on a Nintendo Alarmo watch. That's right, they managed to run Doom on this horrible thing that Nintendo launched. Nintendo fans, but this is horrible. They even managed to make the game controlled using that kind of knob that the watch has on top. Well, anyway, another victim of Doom. In the order of irrelevant news about Nintendo, we have Mario Kart 7. Which just lost its last online player. The last active user playing Mario Kart 7 online on the 3DS disconnected and the servers closed forever. This guy was resisting for a very long time using little tricks and illegal things. If Nintendo finds him, they're going to kidnap him to stay active on the server. And so they wouldn't close the Mario Kart 7 server, a server that no one could enter anymore. And this guy was playing with bots. The story of a winner. Question, they already kicked him out. They told him to go home, to stop messing around. Goodbye Mario Kart 7. Maybe it comes back. Maybe they release it for the next Switch. Nintendo fries it up again and sells it to you for $60. This happens at the same time that Mario Kart 8 is crowned as the best-selling game in the entire history of the Nintendo Switch. These figures are official and were shared by Nintendo itself in its financial report. A report which we will talk about later. But for now, I share with you this top 10. A top 10 of the best-selling Switch games. With numbers that are absolutely crazy. 64 million copies sold. In a closed system. On a single console, it's a big number, people. That's why Nintendo is still Nintendo. You may like their games, you may not. You may think they're for kids, for adults. It doesn't matter. Nintendo is Nintendo. They are the biggest video game company in the world. They have Mario. That's it. They won. Give them their prize. What you're seeing is Nintendo's financial report. A very boring document with many pages. That has just been published and that I'm not going to read to you because we would get bored. What I am going to do is tell you the most interesting things from this document. And we start with the new Nintendo Switch, which is not called Nintendo Switch 2, nor Nintendo Switch Plus, nor Super Nintendo Switch, which should actually be called Super Nintendo Switch. That would be great, since it is said that the announcement of this new console is expected before March of 2025. This was confirmed by Nintendo's Chief Executive Officer Mr. Furukawa, who said that the plans are still for Nintendo to announce its new console in the next 6 months, but that we should stop messing around. Well, he didn't say that, but we interpreted it. Nintendo Switch would have sold 146 million consoles. Also an absolute blast. For a hardware that looks like a 2014 phone, it's not bad at all, hey?
What happened, Poro? What happened? what happened.
In his last statement, Jim Ryan falsely claimed that Sony PlayStation had sold 160 million PlayStation 160 consoles, despite the official number being 150 million before leaving. He decided to fabricate this information for unknown reasons. I'm a senile old drunk. Why don't I make something up? If we go to the numbers, we know the official ones. I think they are 150 million PlayStations and 146 million Nintendo Switches. How much did PS2 sell? 155, it says here. Well, if it more or less keeps up, maybe with a little bit of effort and some promotions that lower the price, maybe Nintendo Switch becomes the best-selling console of all time. Regarding the new Nintendo and backwards compatibility, we also have official statements from Mr. Furukawa, head of Nintendo, who confirmed via Twitter that the current Nintendo Switch games are going to be 100% compatible with the new Nintendo Switch. A completely correct decision. There's a lot of speculation about Nintendo Switch and the new console, or the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever you want to call it. But there are two things that are certain and have been confirmed. They're going to announce the console before March of 2025, and it's going to be backwards compatible with the current Switch. That's official. The rest is guesswork. Regarding Hogwarts Legacy, David Haddad, president of Warner, commented in an interview with Variety that the second installment of Hogwarts Legacy is going to be published hand in hand with the new Harry Potter series from home box office. That is, when the new series comes out, which will cover a season for each of the Harry Potter books. The new game will come out and they will try to go in parallel. In addition, this man said that they will continue trying to make Harry Potter content for adult audiences and for younger audiences alike, as they understand that Harry Potter spans many different ages. I'm unsure if he attended Harry Potter conventions, but the attendees are typically in their 30s with few other ages represented. Any children present are usually the offspring of those 30-somethings. I haven't personally seen a Harry Potter convention, and am basing this on information from the internet. However, it appears to me that Harry Potter fans are not very teenage child, so to speak. I think we are the last ones left. The last one turns off the light. What's next for Hogwarts Legacy is a supposed definitive edition of the game that will include extra content and a downloadable content aimed at linking the first game with the second future game. But for now, these are just rumors, nothing confirmed. Yes, I know there are children who play Harry Potter, and some who choose to watch the news over cartoons. We used to call them oddballs. November 21st, mark this date on your calendar, because that day we are going to have the Video Game Awards of the Golden Joystick Awards. And about these awards, we recently made a reaction video to the categories and the nominees, which I recommend you watch because it's quite fun. A video in which we criticize from this channel that Black Myth Wukong was not nominated for Game of the Year. Having nominated more than 11 games, none of them was Black Myth Wukong. Well, it seems that from the Golden Joystick Awards, they listened to us, they heard us. Because guess who they just put among the Game of the Year nominees? 2 weeks before the awards. That's right, to Black Myth Wukong. What you're seeing on screen is the list of the Game of the Year nominees from the Golden Joystick Awards. 11 video games and Black Myth Wukong. Good, it seems that these people finally came to their senses. The awards will take place, as I was telling you, on November 21st, and we will surely do a live stream on this channel because it's fun to share this. Later on December 12th, the Jeff Keighley's Games Awards will take place, which we will also cover on this channel. And about the Games Awards, we have to talk about Resident Evil 9. Because as always, we have rumors, we have leaks, and just like many times throughout the year with other video games. Well, the rumor that possibly at the Games Awards we are going to see gameplay, announcement and blah blah. I already told you what I think. I believe that Capcom will not start advertising this new idol until it finishes with the advertising campaign of Monster Hunter Wilds. But, well, we are here to talk about the leaks and not about what I think. The following comes from the leaker Das Golem, a somewhat reliable internet leaker who commented the following. According to this insider, Resident Evil 9 will be starring Jill Valentine and Leon Kennedy. That is the absolute protagonists of Resident Evil 3 and 4. And Resident Evil 9 will close what would be the arc of the Winters family trilogy with Resident Evil 7, 8 and this last one, 9. Chris Redfield and Barry Burton will also be secondary characters in this new Resident Evil, and according to the insider, the title will take place on an island, on which we will have quite a lot of freedom to explore, and it will resemble what would be an open world. We will have abandoned hospitals, caves, abandoned houses, a dark forest, also surely abandoned, an abandoned factory, a laboratory, why not? Abandoned, and also a temple that is surely also abandoned. We would have to get in touch with the mayor of this island and ask him why there are so many abandoned buildings. Why don't they invest in construction? With the streets the way they are? Why does the survival horror genre always resort to the abandoned hospital? I've lived in various cities in Mexico, Argentina, and Spain, and I've never come across a single abandoned hospital. Where are all those abandoned hospitals that are imagined in fiction? We don't have any information about the next Resident Evil game, and we don't know if it will be called Resident Evil 9. However, it is confirmed that the director of Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 7 will be directing the upcoming Resident Evil game.
What does this mean, Poro? Explain to us.
Nothing, it doesn't mean anything. It could be something good, it could be something bad, just like you liked 7, maybe you didn't like 5. What I do know is that this game is probably going to come out in 2025, and they say they've been developing it for about 6 years, so it should be pretty well cooked. Friends, if you like the video, if you enjoy watching Big Data's videos, don't hesitate to support this channel by subscribing, because a lot of people watch the videos because they come up on YouTube, and well, they're not subscribed. Subscribe. If you like the channel's videos and it happens that YouTube doesn't notify you, well, activate the little bell that's down here, activate it, and put all the notifications, so YouTube notifies you of all the videos. If you like what we do and want to hear a podcast that we're also doing daily in audio format, it's in the first comment. And here I leave you 2 videos to continue reviewing along with our Xbox channel. Give it a like if you watched until here. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.